Yo, it's IDOLWILD. If you like my content, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification button so you never miss an upload. Yo, what's up, players? It's IDOLWILD here, coming back at you with another scheme video. Today I'm going to show you guys how I like to attack the cover 3 zone defense by using an overload scheme, or as I like to call it, the overload concept. Now, the overload concept in my mind is just simply using numbers to our advantage on offense. What we're going to do is we're going to flood an area of the field with more routes than there are zones there to cover those routes. So for example, in this video we're attacking cover 3. On the right side of the cover 3, there's only a deep third zone and a flat zone, and that's 2 zones. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 3 routes over down in that area, or throw 3 routes in that area, so the zone defenders can only attack or cover 2 of those routes, and that leaves the third route open just by using a simple mathematics, simple numbers advantage. And we'll just have to take our time as a QB and read that play and go ahead and throw to the right receiver that's wide open. And those 2 ways, or at least 2 solid schemes or concepts that we use in Madden, or route combinations that we use to attack cover 3 or in zone coverage. Those 2 are the flood concepts and the levels concept, which are pretty much the same 2. You're using 3 routes to attack 2 zones, but they attack different sides of the field. But first off, we're going to start by explaining how I like to use the flood concept to beat cover 3.
We're live here in Houston, where Harvey's rains keep coming. The waters keep rising, and according to the National Weather Service, the city is now facing an unprecedented flood event.
So you see here, Madden describes the flood concept as a 3-level route where the outside receiver is deep and the inside receivers are medium and short. That the flood applies to the specific route combination where it normally attacks the outside, but the general concept is that overload concept I talked about earlier, to where you're sending more routes in an area than there are defenders. So you're sending 3 routes to the outside, and against cover 3 there's only 2 zone defenders on the outside right. It's the deep third corner and that deep blue, and the flat route, which whether it be a hard flat or a cloud flat or a purple flat, which is the curl flat. So you see here on the flood, where the play we're going to use is Panthers O, but you see that there's 3 routes coming on the right side of the field. There is a corner route, there's a streak route, and a flat route by the fullback. Just like I said earlier, there's only 2 zone defenders over there, so the zone defenders are going to choose 2 of those routes to guard, and then you're going to find the open guy and you're going to pass it to that guy. So let's show you an example of that. So you see we're out here in the Panthers O play. You see we have Hogan, Gronkowski, and Devlin all going out in routes to the right. You know there's only 2 defenders over in that area, so they're going to have to pick up on 2 of those routes, and we're going to be able to, it's up to us to find the third guy who's wide open and make a play. See, simple like that. Let's go into after this play, let's go into the instant replay to see how that happened. So you see here, there's 2 defenders over here in this area. This deep third corner is going to guard the streak by Hogan. So that's 1 defender, 1 route. And then this curl flat defender, or the purple flat defender, is going to drop back and guard Gronkowski's corner route. So that's 2 routes, 2 defenders. But we send 3 routes over there. That leaves our flat route by Devlin here wide open for easy 5+ yard gain. Let's go into a different cover 3 to show you how the flood concept works against hard flats. So now we've come back out with the same play, but this time the defense is in a cover 3 hard flat. So we're going to run the same play, and we're going to take a look at the same concept, except with the flat defender taking up and covering a different route. We're going to block Burkhead just to give us, we don't have to do the little play action. That's it. So you see what happened there? The flat defender took to guard the flat route by Devlin, and so that left Gronk's corner route wide open over the top. And so that's a simple game you want to play with not only cover 3 but all zone coverages. You see here this deep third defender takes the streak again, but this time the flat defender went low because he's in a hard flat, and he guarded our flat route by Devlin, leaving Gronkowski wide open over the top. So that's the flood concept. Now let's move on to how we use the levels concept to attack cover 3.
Good news to report today, Greg.
Sure is, Terry. The threat level has just been lowered from yellow to blue, prompting across-the-board reductions in security measures. This is the first time the threat level has been blue, same color as my handsome co-anchor's eyes.
Stop.
Come on now, we've talked about this. Learn to take a compliment.
You see here, Madden describes the level concept as being similar to drive. The inside receiver runs a dig and the underneath receivers run short end routes. It's the same concept as the overload concept, but it's a different route combination and it's attacking the middle of the field. The play we're going to use is level wide corner, and it stretches the defense, but it stretches it more horizontally than anything. And I'm going to explain that to you in just a second. So you see here we're in a cover 3 and we have our levels concept, and the levels concept, what we're doing here is we're trying to stretch the defense horizontally using the overload concept. So just for my personal reasons, I like to put Edelman on the drag here, but you see how the defense or our routes are attacking at different heights. Hogan is going deep, like 13 yards off the ball. Edelman's coming a shallow drag route, which is like 1 yard off the ball, and Matthew is going like 5 to 6 plus yards off the ball. So we're attacking the defense at different depths. So there are 2 defenders in the middle, which is who we're attacking. We're sending 3 routes to the middle of the field, and there's only 2 defenders. So the 2 defenders have to pick a different depth to defend, and now we're going to have a route either over the top, in between, or underneath that we're going to be able to attack. Just the levels, you know, we're attacking on different horizontal levels. So let's run the play. You see what happened there? Let's go over that real quick and then we're going to run the play one more time. Actually, we're going to run it one more time and then we're going to go into instant replay. But you saw what happened, that that left linebacker went ahead and tried to guard the drag route. But let's run it again. And you see, I'll show you in this instant replay what my basic reads were in that situation. So we're sending, in general, we're sending 3 routes. We're sending these 3 routes on the left, these 3 routes here against these 2 linebackers. So on the first play, I hit Hogan over the top. I use a high pass just to make sure nobody can interfere with it. But basically, you see that this linebacker went low on the shallowest level of our levels concept. He tried to guard the drag route. That left the deepest level of our levels concept wide open. So we threw him on the first time, we threw a high pass to him just to make sure that nobody got to it. And there's no one over here to guard him. And on this attempt right here, which is the second attempt where I hit the drag, this linebacker decided to stay up with Hogan in this corner route by Gronk, but that's not really part of it. You see he kind of shifts over to guard Hogan. So he's up high on the highest level. And then we go ahead and hit Edelman underneath. And the same thing would have happened here. Later on, Matthews on this in route would have been open underneath this defender as well. So that's how we use the level concept, and that's the most common levels concept coming out of this kind of gun wide trips type formation. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys learned something. Those are the 2 ways that I like to use the overload concept to attack cover 3. I use the flood concept on the outside and the levels concept on the inside. Obviously, I have more ways to attack cover 3 and they'll be coming in the coming videos, but I just wanted to share with you guys that way that I did the cover 3. It's a simple concept and it's pretty common, but I feel like a lot of people just run it and then they just throw to who's ever open instead of looking for the scheme in between it all. So if you like this video and you learned something, let me know by hitting that like button. And if you like my content and you want to see more of these schemes, more of these dots that I'm drawing up, you know, these basic fundamental dots that I'm drawing up, hit that subscribe button. And when you hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell, that notification button, so you never miss an upload. All right, IDOLWILD out.